Hi, Claire. Good morning, everyone. How are you? Thank you for joining me. Today, it's going to be a little bit different again. I'm not going to do full readings for everyone. I will end the message with a good morning, Holly. How are you? With a general reading from two different decks that I was guided to. I'm here today to channel a message that was partially given to me in dream time last night. And they've been continuing to share it with me as the morning goes by. Good morning, John. How are you? Claire, I'm not going to be doing readings individually right now. I am available for private sessions if anyone feels that they need a private session. I will be doing a general card reading at the end of the message. This is going to be a channeled message from the ancient ones that has been coming through since last night in dream time. So I'd like to start it off and ask everybody, how are you? The energies are pretty intense. I know that I've been doing shifting personally, so I took the whole week off last week um, to be able to deal with my shifts and my own process, boundaries, right? And so I'm not going to be doing the actual readings again today. Like I said, I was just guided to speak about a message. And so the message that they wanted me to talk about today is about cord cutting. They were very specific with me. I'm not sure if this is for one person in particular or if it's many, but the message that was given to me in dream time is cord cutting. A lot of time people think that cord cutting is something that you just kind of ask Archangel Michael to come in and cut that cord, right? And I should say also the energies that are with us is Shakti. We have Lord Shiva, we have Archangel Michael, Archangel Uriel, Gabriel, and Shamuel. And obviously, or not obviously, but most of you know that God and Mother Gaia are always with me first and foremost, right in my like front quadrant, I guess you can call it, like standing right in front of me, holding the base, anchoring on both sides, right, etherically and worldly. And then the ancient ones are kind of behind us. So I've been working with Archangel Michael for many years doing cord cutting. And some of the things that I've learned from mentors that I met on my journey, maybe 9 years ago, 8 years ago, and I learned a lot about how to really implement that for myself and how it works through them. But they really wanted me to talk specifically about the heart and how that ties in with cord cutting today. They showed me signs in dream time of masculine energy actually right now, and this may pertain to many, and it may pertain to females as well who are working on their inner masculine side. So be open to the message, okay? What they're saying is that when we have attachments in our heart and we remove people, places, and things from us, we can't just go through and cut a cord, right? Because our thoughts create our reality, our words create our reality, our actions create our reality, right? So when we have attachments in our heart and something comes up inside of us with the healing process, it creates the cord again. So first of all, when we do cord cutting, we want to make sure that we are healing and allowing ourselves to feel everything that needs to be felt so that we can learn the lesson in that moment. It doesn't mean that that lesson isn't going to shift around again another time so that we can see it on a deeper level because of leveling up and different things that happen as we evolve. So one of the rules of thumb that I always do when I do cord cutting is I will always call in Archangel Michael and two other guides that I work with specifically for this. Now, it used to always be Archangel Michael. But I have two other guides that I strongly call in for this, and we kind of, and also my higher self. So we create this foundational box. And so when I do it, I ask that all cords, hooks, and attachments be cut and removed, and that I may have picked up, knowingly or unknowingly, willingly or unwillingly, freely, and send them back to where they came from with love and peace. I personally do that 3 times. There are times where I do that more. I recite that more until I hear one of my guides say, "It is done, it is done, it is done." And when we do that, um, we are not only cutting it, but we are removing the hook that is within us. Sometimes we can't do it ourselves. Sometimes we need a third party to come in and help us because of the kind of hook that it is, right? And that's okay. But recognizing that is where the beauty of it is, where you allow yourself to expand with it and learn with it. But they're also asking right now that we are very, very aware of our own energies because there is so many projections that are going on. Their energies are so intense with this upcoming Pisces full moon starting on the 1st, and then on the 2nd it's in full flare. The energies are intense. And so I think the reason that they gave Dreamtime knowledge to me about the heart is because Pisces is what? It's a deep water um, emotional sign. And so we don't always want to feel that, right? We are kind of resistant sometimes to that. But to be able to move through this, they want us to be able to open ourselves up, to feel it, to release it, to be able to work through it so that we can cut the etheric cord, so that we can remove it once and for all and close out these cycles. It's going to be a powerful one. And that's basically why they wanted me to come on and kind of talk about it with everyone. So also making sure that you're grounding your energies is what they're saying. And while you're doing this throughout the day, if you're feeling something where you're getting so much intense energies, and you know it's not you, do a quick clearing, do a quick clearing where you send back the energies of the day, because just going to the grocery store right now, you're picking up energies. Driving past people who have road rage, maybe, you're picking up energies. There's energies being projected all the time. So really being aware of it. And so when we cut and remove all cords, hooks, and attachments, those are the kinds of energies that can be sent back right away. But we have to be mindful that sometimes there's energies that are going to come up inside of us that we have to look deeper at, that we have to heal deeper from. We have to open ourselves up to be able to work through that process, to feel those pains, to feel those emotions. We can't just cut it off. Um, it could create other hooks and attachments, right? It could create other cycles. Because they're saying in this moment, we're only fooling ourselves if we think that those deep pains can just be wiped off that easily. They weren't created that easily. So you have to be able to remember that and remind yourself of that in those moments, is what they're saying. So really allowing yourself to, and it's funny because Donna DeLore's song right now, Sanctuary, I don't know if you can hear it in the background. It's one of my favorites, Donna DeLore, Sanctuary. Look it up, listen to it if you feel drawn to it. You want to create that sanctuary within you. You want to cleanse yourself. You want to purify yourself. You want to sanctify yourself right now, because that's what you are. You're a walking sanctuary. And so the more you embody that power within you, and the more you embody that essence within you, the more you're going to shine light, and things are going to come to you, and they're going to be sent knowingly and unknowingly, and you're going to pick them up willingly and unwillingly, and sometimes freely, because you love people. So being aware of that is what they're asking of us, and allowing ourselves to really set into our essence and clear ourselves regularly right now. Clearing our energies is what is extremely needed, because there's a lot. There's a lot going on, and this moon that's coming is going to be, it has the ability to be a catalyst for massive change for many people, where it brings forth everything you've been desiring. It brings forth all the things that you know inside of you that are going to be coming, that are on their way to you. So hold your sanctuary. Protect your sanctuary right now. You are the temple. You are the sanctuary. It is very important. But you must remember that we have to deal with the things of the heart right now. We have to deal with it. We have to cleanse it. We have to purify it, and we have to sanctify it. We have to have gratitude for it. If we're releasing people at places and things, send them off with love and peace. Don't wish them harm. Be grateful for what they've shown you for on your journey. Be grateful for the lessons that you've learned along the way with these people. They were sent to you for a reason. You joined forces with them in this lifetime for a reason, and it might not have always been pretty, but you have to find the silver lining. You have to find the higher perspective, the higher wisdom, your higher self, to be able to see it with beauty through clarity and grace. You're on your way to something beautiful, magical, more magical than I think that any of us really have an idea to understand because of the chaos that is still being revealed in this world. And also watching any of that, you have to be mindful of that. I can say it again. Most of you know, and some of you may not, because some of you may be new to my page, but most of you know that I have not had the news for at least 10 years. I know what they want me to know, and I know what they ask me to look into or what I feel drawn to research. I just follow my guidance and I release that aspect of it because those hooks of the media were so strong for me that they weighed me down. And for me, it started longer than 10 years ago. It started with 9/11. I don't feel like that's a coincidence because I'm a firm believer that there are no coincidences. So I really removed myself from that aspect at 9/11. But I haven't paid for TV or cable, I should say, for at least 10 years, if not longer. That's me. That's my journey. That's what I choose. And it works for me. So make sure that you keep yourself grounded and make sure that you keep yourself centered and remember who you are, okay? Remember who you are and keep yourself clear right now. It is very important that you keep yourself clear right now. It's a very powerful time for so many of us. So allow yourself to really stand in your essence in a way that I don't think most of us have done so far. Maybe not in this lifetime yet. We've been working on it for many, many lifetimes, and we're finally here. We're working our way home. So allow yourself to do it. But the only way you're going to get there is to keep yourself clear. So I'll go through it again. So when I do my cord cutting, I call in my guides and I make my foundation for myself. And I ask them to please help me to cut and remove all cords, hooks, and attachments that I may have picked up, knowingly or unknowingly, willingly or unwillingly, freely, and send them back to where they came from with love and peace. There have been a handful of times where they have asked me, my specific guides, God will step in at this point, and he will ask me to banish them. And so I will, from my essence, and I will do it in a whole different way. I will banish them from ever having access to me again, and I will also claim that they have no power over me. And so it's a mind process, guys. It's also a mind thought thing, and you have to follow your guides because your guides and the foundation of guides that you bring with you to do this are going to be what carries you through it. Does that make sense? So on the flip side of that, when we remove all of those energies, hooks, because you want the hooks, the actual hooks, to come off of you as well. When we remove the cords, the hooks, and the attachments, because sometimes they're different. They're not always a cord. Sometimes it's a hook that just brings you in, right? Like a fishing hook, fishing line. I literally just saw a fishing pole. So on the flip side to that, once you say that as many times as you need to, and please don't do banishing unless you're asked to do it by your guides, and make sure that you're in a space where you feel like you're receiving clarity. Okay? This is something that they have me do, and this is something I've been working on for many, many years. And given some of the energies that have been being sent to me at times, that's what I've had to do. So please don't think that you need to banish people, okay? I want to make sure that that's clear. So on the flip side to cutting the cords, then, when you're done and your guides say it is done, it is done, it is done, or you feel complete, however it looks for you, you then say, I now call back all of my power that I may have given away knowingly or unknowingly, willingly or unwillingly, freely, in all space and all time, so that I may be complete and balanced. And you do that as many times as you feel. 3 is a number for me that has just always been how I do it, unless they ask me to do it other than that. But usually I say it 3 times. So that being said, it's a whole ritual. When I first started off, I used to use selenite. I do it with my daughter as well. We do it in the morning sometimes because at dream time it can be different, right? Energies and people come through to work with us in our dream time as well. So sometimes we'll do it in the morning. Excuse me, there's some clearing coming up from the solar plexus right now. So sometimes we'll do it in the morning, and sometimes we'll do it always we'll do it at night. So usually it's twice a day. And then there's times where myself, I'll do it several times a day, depending on what's going on. Plus, I use crystals to help shield me, a lot of crystals. My favorite crystal, obviously, and most of you know, maybe not obviously, but so most of you know I love selenite. But I use black tourmaline and bronzite. My favorite one is citrine. I have a necklace and a ring of citrine that I wear all the time. Citrine is a beautiful protector. It's also an attractor. It helps you stand in that solar plexus power. It is a natural cleansing stone as well, so it's not something that needs to be cleansed on a regular basis. So I cleanse it as I'm guided to clean it because it's a natural cleanser, just like selenite. It cleanses itself. And I love that about it. And I feel like it really enhances energies as well. So what you wear and what you invoke is what's also going to put up your shield for you through this process. So make sure that if you're going to choose things, make sure you're guided to it. Make sure that you use things that click for you. The beginning of my journey, I was using charoite and Larimar. They were some of my favorite ones. They were the ones that I was drawn to 10 years ago. So just be open-minded to the process, but really clear your energies and enhance your energies with what you feel you're guided to enhance and clear with. But listen to your intuition. So I'm going to pull a general card reading for the collective. And I hope that message resonates and helps all that it was meant to. It was something that came to me at dream time last night, and they've been working with me on it all morning. And this deck, I'm not sure. This deck's being a little fickle, so let's see what we get. My right hand wants to keep throwing half the deck across the countertop. The masculine side, right? So we have Work Your Light Oracle deck, and we have the Archangel Michael Oracle deck here that are the general card readings for this message for the collective right now. And so there's solar plexus clearing coming up with the collective, and there's also throat chakra clearings that are coming up with the collective that I can energetically feel right now. Bottom of Archangel Michael's deck is detached from the situation. So sometimes we have to pull our emotions back and remove ourselves from people, places, and things so that we can see it clearly, okay? That's what that one means. And then allow yourself to see it through the eyes of innocence, because you're beautiful and you deserve nothing but the best. And seeing it from the eyes of innocence sometimes means seeing it from the eyes of love, like Christ consciousness love, knowing that we're all spirit, right? But we all live a human life, and sometimes we're not always going to see eye to eye. So allowing yourself to see the innocence in the situation. Some of us need some energy healing work, okay, to remove these cords, these cords and attachments that we have. So pay attention. Give me a second here. Pay attention to what your guides are telling you, because there are some of you here that need help with clearing these energies, okay? You need a third party to come in and help clear you out. Let go of the fear now, because fear is only going to keep you in resistance. It's not going to allow you to clear it out, and it's not going to allow you to use these energies to your highest advantage. Lean on God and the angels for support at this time, because you are guarded and you are protected. And be gentle with yourself right now, okay? If we're harsh with ourselves during this process because we're not allowing ourselves to see the innocence in ourselves, maybe we're seeing some things that we didn't want to see. Maybe we're realizing some things that we didn't want to see. We're really going to have to stand in our essence and detach ourselves from it, right? detach ourselves from the aspect of fear, from the aspect of judgment, whether it's judgment of ourselves or judgment from others, and allowing ourselves to be pure, innocent, so that we can work through what's coming up. But there's definitely some of you here, for the collective, there's a lot of you that are going to need a third party to do an energy session for you to help you move these energies, these stagnant energies. It feels more dense than what we're giving it credit for, okay? So, and I think that's why they showed me the dream, that there's some people that are having issues of the heart. It just keeps coming back. You're doing these cord cuttings, you're doing these things, but it just keeps coming back because you need help with getting this off of you. And that's going to help you have more confidence in yourself, and it's going to remind you that you're on the right path, okay? So just keep going forward because God is in charge. So listen, go forward fearlessly, and believe and trust that all things are working out in your favor. Make a commitment to yourself to do this clearing for yourself, because your inner guidance is real and it's trustworthy, and you can trust what you're receiving, and you can trust. There's no coincidence. If you caught this message, there's no coincidence. You're already receiving this message for yourself, so trust it, okay? Because the star mother is here. So what this is saying to you, the card says, how can you mother yourself? At this point in time, you're being asked to really nurture yourself. Whether you are masculine or feminine, you're being asked to embrace the feminine essence within you, and you're being asked to nurture yourself, make a commitment to yourself, heal yourself, cleanse yourself, ask for help, because you can't always do it by yourself. Keepers of the Earth is the next card that's out here. And this one says that you're not alone and your ancient ancestors stand beside you. And so there's no coincidence to me, because the ancient ones are who are here. They're the ones that have asked me to do this message for the collective. So just know you're not alone, because the ancient ones, they're with you. You're part of the ancient ones as well. So trust that, because you're going through a massive transformation right now, and it may feel like you're losing everything, and it may even feel like you're taking 15 steps backwards. But as long as you keep your eyes on God and the angels, is what they're saying to me, you're going to be carried through it, and you're going to know the steps that need to be taken for yourself so that you can work your way through it to release it, if that makes sense. You're part of the Pleiades, okay? There's a lot of you here that have a double mission, like what I'm kind of doing, right? Channeling and uplifting humanity. Some of you here have all of this inside of you. The ancient DNA was within you. There's definitely a deep, 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 deep connection. I can feel it. There's more than one person on this live right now. I know there's not a lot right here right now, but there's more than one person here right now that is part of this ancient mission. We're all part of it. We all play a part, but you have to open yourself up to it, and you answer the call. I love it. I love it when they do this, when it just matches. I just love it. It all goes right in the flow. Please know that you are divinely protected. Your ancient ones, your ancestors, they surround you, okay? You're going to get through this, and you're going to be able to come through it on the other side, because God is in charge. So just trust that. And the other thing that they want me to share as well is, if you feel like you're being over inundated because your light is starting to really shine by darker negative energies, just know that the brighter you shine, the more that you rise, the more negativity is going to find its way to you, which is why it's very important that you protect yourself and you shield yourself as well, because the more you can do that, the more your physical essence is not going to feel it. Does that make sense? So one thing I can say on my personal journey is, when people send that energy, I can feel it. I can feel when people talk about me. I can feel where it's coming from. Sometimes I can even see conversations and know exactly what's being said. It's both a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing because it helps me to steer clear. It's a curse because it breaks my heart every time I see it. But that being said, I embrace it, and I see the innocence of it, and I love the fact that I have that gift, and I would not give that gift away for anything, because it helps me. It helps me to navigate and find my way. Does that make sense? So as you open up more, these things may happen for you as well, all of you, any of you. Really allow yourself to anchor into your essence. Really allow yourself to know that you're guarded and protected. Really allow yourself to follow the path as it unfolds, because you're beautiful souls. So the brighter you shine, the more you're going to feel. So the reason you want to protect yourself is to put the barrier, the shield up. Call Archangel Michael in to do the shielding for you. Ask him to show you some things. Call your ancestors in and ask them to work with you on earth medicine. How can I use crystals? What crystals would you suggest for me? Go into meditations. Try to really tap into it. Allow yourself to feel the joy of it. It's not something to feel weighed down by. If you feel weighed down by it, get some sage and clear yourself, because you have negative energy that needs to be released then in that moment. But definitely get the healing sessions that you need to have, because it's going to lighten you up and it's going to help you to open up to more of your gifts. Does that make sense, guys? So embrace this full moon. I'll be putting out my moon water with my intentions. I think I'm doing it today. The energies are pretty intense already, so I've been doing a lot of work. Um, a lot of internal work, a lot of shedding for myself as well. And that's kind of why I've had to pull back. I love you all. And I'll be back doing the live readings as soon as they say that I can. But things are shifting, and they're not just shifting for me, they're shifting for you too. So honor that inside of you and keep yourself guarded, protected, and shielded through this process, because we're here to shine the light and we're here to bring awareness to all of those around us. Just remember this, because the ancient ones are speaking up. Don't force another person to see what you see, because they're not going to see it until they're ready. And they may not be ready in this lifetime. So you have to hold that space. You have to hold that space that you may have conversations with people who are not ready to be where you are. And that's okay. That's the innocence. That's also the innocence. They have that right. That's their free will. So you can't force someone to wake up. You have to just continue to wake yourself up. Focusing on yourself is not something that is bad. Focusing on yourself is self-care, and it is building yourself so that you can shine brighter and do what answer the call. It's the card they're showing me. So that you can answer the call, because you're being called into action, whatever that looks like for you. There's so many of us that are being called into action right now. So I love you all, and I'm grateful for you joining me live, and I hope this message reaches all that it's meant to reach. I will be sharing it as well on the YouTube page. I know I don't have a lot of followers on that. I'm still trying to see how that's going to work out for me. But I'm going to keep sharing, because that's what I'm guided to do. And so that's the thing. Things might not go the way you think it's going to go, but one day it's going to click, and one day it's just going to flow. So just keep opening yourself and like, one of the things that I'm working with right now is to keep opening myself to be able to receive. So what they're saying is keep opening yourself and shedding the things that don't serve you anymore, the places, the people, and the things that don't serve you anymore, so that you can keep opening yourself to receive. But you really have to work on the heart. Focus on the heart right now is what they're saying. It's big time. Heart and throat chakra right now, and solar plexus came up too. So with that being said, guys, I love you all so much. I've missed you a lot. If you need a reading, please reach out. We can get you scheduled. I am here still to help in that way, and I still will be sending my daily positive stuff, and I'll be coming on as much as they ask me to do with messages until they tell me to come back for the live reads. So I'm grateful for all of you. I love you all so much. I hope you have a blessed and beautiful rest of your day. Thanks, guys.